Good day, cunts, and welcome to another Fisted Full Packed episode of Awkward Silence, episode 25. We are very fucking happy to be here. It's been a long time. Lots of shit has gone down. Another, well, I guess in terms of like football in general, for me, it was pretty fucking depressing, but a pretty shit weekend for all of us here as far as football. But, we're back after a few weeks, and we're going to discuss a lot of it here, so I, of course, am your host, the tribal chief of Awkward Silence, the Go to Jags YouTube, shagging off. We have today, it looks like he's pretty depressed, but Chicago Sports Talk Michael. We got Master Nicky, the Draft Sensei, who, we're all looking forward to that time of year at this point. And, of course, he's about to eat your own ass, come to him in the palm of his hand, CP motherfucking G, co-hosts of Awkward Silence, acknowledge me!
My tribal chief!
My tribal chief!
Wonderful, it's good to be back.
I
It's
fucking
good to be
held
back
it
with
for
you guys.
damn it.
What?
I fucking held off saying it because I was waiting on them to join.
Yeah, well,
and I was still early.
We held off waiting on you to get in. Good thing you jumped in just in time, as I was starting this shit.
Oh, I got distracted like a motherfucker, dude.
Would you see some titties?
No, I was looking at this video and I started thinking about it and I was like, oh shit, I gotta go click the link.
Was it Baker Mayfield highlights?
Dear God, why would anybody watch that?
Yeah, Baker's career is.
You gotta be an Oklahoma Sooner fan to watch that shit.
Yeah.
Or a 2020 Browns fan.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck happened. Y'all were hanging with them and y'all were playing tough and I thought see, here's the thing. I'm going to the game next week in Jacksonville. Part of me wanted them to lose because fuck the Ravens and, to make you happy. But then another part of me wanted them to beat y'all because, okay, if they lose to Carolina, they gonna come to Jacksonville all fucking pissed off. So, that was, well, man, they had it for a little bit and then it just seems like the wheels came off with you guys.
Our offense was horrible, man. It was going to catch up to us eventually.
And see, I feel like y'all would have had a better game if PJ Walker was playing. How did he mysteriously get hurt too, by the way?
Somehow he got a high ankle sprain after last week's game.
Yeah, because we watched that fucking Falcons game and all of us watched it.
I don't ever
all of us
remember
watched it.
seeing
He
him
looked
limp
fine.
or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was crazy to me. And then the fucking of course, on a week where the Jags had a bye and they couldn't piss me off, the Gators lose to fucking Vanderbilt, so something had to piss me off this weekend.
Speaking of college football, I have no idea how Indiana beat Michigan State, but also how the fuck did they score 39 points when the quarterback only completed 2 passes out of 6?
Y'all must have had a hell of a running game.
That's beyond me. That's beyond me.
Like that's.
How many rushing yards did you got have?
I think it was like. I think our running back had like 74. I'll have to look at the scoring breakdown again. I know our touchdowns were rushing touchdowns, but God, that's the most bizarre stat in modern football for me. Like I was like, is this like the fuck?
It's been a rough year, man.
I was like, is that like fucking 60s?
It's been a very rough year.
Especially for all of us, all of our teams.
I think all of us can say it's been a rough year for our teams.
Yeah,
I will say at least the team looks like they're playing harder since we got rid of the dumbass clown who shall not be named.
he does not rule.
Matt Rule.
No, he does not.
I remember
he
when
rules
CPG,
the unemployment line.
I think they saw CPG's message in the Awkward Science group chat that he was going to tweet Matt Rule, fire Matt Rule. Like Twitter was blowing up with CPG.
No, do you want to know what's crazy about that?
Yeah.
Since you're bringing that up, when we fired Ron Rivera, the day before that I made a video saying fire him, and the next day they did it. I was like, who is listening to me? Because it might not be the best advice.
I might need to make a video to fire the Bears defensive coordinator.
Oh, I already know we need to fire Joe Barry. That dude does not know how to use these corners. I don't know why he keeps playing this soft-ass zone defense when guys like Jair Alexander and Eric Stokes and Rasul Doug. What?
Isn't he hurt?
Who?
Eric Stokes.
Yeah, he's hurt, but throughout the whole year, Barry's been playing this soft ass zone coverage. Like it feels like he thinks that we have the fucking Legion of Boom when our guys do not thrive in zone. We thrive in man coverage. Why are we paying Jair Alexander $21 million a year to give like 10 yards of soft coverage on like a 3rd and 7? Like that's just asking them to get a first down. It's ridiculous. And
same shit with our defense. Like
especially when y'all got the ability to play man. It's like, sometimes you got to make a switch, and like that's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
like somebody like Jair Alexander, you would think just like here, stick their number one receiver all game. Don't let him beat us.
Exactly, and then I see like these the snap counts, and it feels like he's covering the wide receiver 3 or 2 more often than the wide receiver 1, and I'm just like, Barry, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, because that's what the Jaguars used to do with Galen, and they're starting to do it now with Tyson Campbell, since he's like our only cornerback worth a fuck.
And like, I should have known that this was gonna fucking happen because Joe Barry was the defensive coordinator for that Lions team that went 0-16.
Well, since we covered the Panthers game, we'll start with your game first, Nikki.
I just explained what the issue was. We just played this soft ass zone coverage, and it's been our issue all year. And don't get me wrong, Rodgers could be playing better, but he's also playing with a broken thumb. It's kind of hard to grip a football with a broken thumb.
Is it on his throwing hand or his?
Yeah, it's on his throwing hand. It's been bothering him since the game in London.
Okay, he shouldn't be playing then. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, I agree.
Because I get it. Like, you can commend him for trying to play through an injury like that, but dude, you're a fucking quarterback. Like, it's hard if anything in your hand, your throwing hand and arm has to be, on point. So a broken thumb, that's gonna kind of fuck with that.
Let me guess. Michael's gonna say it's a fucking excuse that his thumb is broken.
I'm saying, do you think the team is better off with Jordan Love starting?
I mean, I wouldn't if it gets to the point that we're eliminated from playoff contention. I would not mind if we just shut down Rodgers for the year and just see what the fuck we have in Love.
Because you said, I'm not saying it's an excuse because you did say that Rodgers could play better.
I did. I said he could play better. He could definitely.
I mean, to be honest with you, bro, I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, but the thing is, also
Like
just
yeah, I get it. It's just like throughout the year, really, it's really has not been a typical Aaron Rodgers type season.
But also at the same time, like this team has so many holes that like Rodgers has to play near perfect every game if the team wants to win. And if he doesn't play perfect, then like it shit just hits the fan. It's like this team wasn't built to support an aging quarterback. I'm sorry. Like we can talk about how Christian Watson has been great the past 2 games, and he has been. He's got 5 touchdowns in 2 games. That's awesome. But at the same time, yeah, he's been great. But at the same time, the defense is not playing up to its potential because Joe Barry does not put his players in position to succeed. The tight end position is just barren. Like, don't get me wrong, Tunyon's fine, but I mean, he's definitely regressed since 2020, and just everything, like going back to the defense, like the safety play has definitely regressed, especially with Darnell Savage. It's just a whole mess of things, and it's more than just Devontae Adams left. It's more than that. It's for some reason, this team, first of all, we're not using Aaron Jones enough. He's definitely someone that we should be making our offense focus on. Like, he should be the focal point of our offense right now, Aaron Jones. But we just refuse to stick with the run game consistently, and it's baffling. And you saw what happened in the run game against Dallas. When we had a balanced attack and we fed the ball to Aaron Jones, it led to play action, which worked against Dallas.
Yeah,
and
like,
for some reason, they just didn't stick with it against Tennessee.
Right, because you can't be one-dimensional in the NFL. Like, it just doesn't work. Like, because like you see when teams get away from run, that was like what year was that? 2018. That was the 2018 Steelers' biggest problem. Like, they were having Rapisberger throw like 50 fucking times a game, every game. And
I don't know
if I get it if you're in a shootout or you got to play catch up, but like when it's a game within like, a score or two, you can't just abandon running the ball, especially one as good as Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon for that matter.
I mean, Dillon's definitely not been great this year. I think he's lacked a lot of explosiveness that he had last year. But at the same time, I think another issue is I don't think we're exactly running LaFleur's scheme. I'm looking at this and it looks like a whole lot of like what we did in McCarthy's later years. It's just, I feel like Rodgers is being very stubborn right now and changing plays at the line of scrimmage to be like, hey, I'm still the MVP. I'm going to change this. I'm going to make this RPO into just a straight up pass play instead of like sticking with the script that actually made him the reigning 2-time MVP.
Well, if that's the case, if that like legit is the case, then eventually that's going to lead to him and LaFleur clashing. And I think LaFleur needs to sit down with Rodgers and be like, hey, like, this isn't working. We're going to do it my way. I'm the head coach. Yeah, exactly. And, if Rodgers can't, like, accept that, man, y'all might have to, I don't know, y'all may have to move on or something. Or something's got to change.
I suspect that
because, when your head coach and quarterback are clashing, it's not good.
I don't even know if they're clashing that much because I think LaFleur trusts Rodgers, but I think it's just a foolish endeavor to trust him to throw the ball all the time when, like, he's got a broken thumb in his throwing hand.
Right.
Anyways, I do think that like he'll be back next year. It'll be his last year though. Next year's going to be his last year.
You think next year's it?
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the contract and like the financials with it, it just makes too much sense. If not this year, then next year.
How many years have you had Jordan Love?
This is the third year.
This is the third year. Ooh. So, if you're going by that theory, if Rodgers were to go next year, you would have to be paying Jordan Love on his 5th-year option.
If
Possibly.
you decide to pick it up.
Possibly, or I don't know if we could do the franchise tag on him if we don't pick up the option. I'm not sure what like how financially that would affect us, but
well, usually the guaranteed way with first round picks to keep him there is the 5th-year option.
yeah,
Like,
but it's also
I think especially for where he was drafted, like what part of the draft he was drafted in, that would it would probably be less money than the franchise tag. That's why I was saying the 5th-year option.
You know what? That's fair. At the same time, just like it's a risk to pay someone their 5th-year option when they haven't really played. But I mean, I know it's just preseason, but I noticed this year just Love played a lot better.
Yeah, I get that, but the thing is, like, it's going to be hard. Like him, especially, he's probably going to want to reset his market to get his money right. Like, so if y'all were to give him a contract, and if he doesn't play good, you're only locked into him for a year, and then after that you can move on. So so if we're going by that regard, then yeah, it probably just makes sense to pick up his 5th-year option and see what he does there. If that's the route you go, if they're content with moving on from Rodgers.
Yeah, and also just I got to talk about the GM too, Brian Gutekunst, because he's drafted some gems, but if you look at overall his it's just not been good. Like last year's draft class, 2021, it's been a freaking disaster. I mean, two guys from that draft class are no longer even on the team. Amari Rodgers and Kylan Hill both got cut.
I don't even know who the second one was.
Kylan Hill, he was the third string running back.
Draft.
Where they get drafted at doesn't really affect the salary. I mean, the franchise tag. That has to do with it's based off the average of the top 5 salary earners in that position.
Oh yeah, then no, just give them
I wasn't talking about the franchise tag. I was talking about
just do the 5th-year option then.
Yeah, and especially with the way fucking quarterbacks' paychecks are going these days, like it's got to be cheaper.
Yeah, because it's the average of the top 5 highest paid players at that position.
Yeah, no doubt. It's got to
be cheaper.
But like you look at the 2021 draft for the Packers, you needed to find impact players, and you got Amari Rodgers, who couldn't get on the field at receiver and just fumbled every time he was returning. That was ridiculous. That was some shit.
That was the Clemson receiver, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was very good. I think he was solid on the Clemson.
At Clemson, he was. I know that.
He was just very limited athletically, I thought.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened, but yeah, he was good at Clemson.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't always work out from college to the pros.
I think the problem with Amari Rodgers was I don't think he was fit to return punts from NFL level.
I don't know, but he just could not. Like, and the crazy thing is, we just kept trotting him out there even after all of those fumbles. I'm just like, what are we doing?
So what you're saying is what took you guys so long to realize, okay,
well, that's the thing. It feels like sometimes Packers Twitter knows what to do more than the coaching staff. Like, it feels like the coaching staff just has they don't think logically. They just think about like, oh, we love this person. He's a great guy. And I'm just like, I don't fucking care. If he sucks, he sucks. Get him off the fucking team. And I'm thinking that same way about Joe Barry.
Yeah. And it's just the unfortunate thing is like a lot of times like fans on Twitter can be stupid because like dude there were fucking people that were saying get rid of Trevor Lawrence. It's like what?
Same with Justin Fields. Like, why do you? I'll argue about that later.
Even if they're not playing good, like it's still their second year.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And they're technically still learning the NFL. Technically.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still learning the NFL, but in Amari Rodgers' case, like you can't just keep fumbling the ball. Like you're just giving them good field position. Like that's just asking to be cut. And I hate for someone to lose their job, but like that's literally he was literally the definition of deserving to lose his job.
And he was what, a third round pick?
Yeah. And that was just terrible drafting.
And that sucks. And to get nothing.
The Packers are notorious for bad third rounds under Gutekunst, at least. Like I think the third round in 2019, they drafted Jace Sternberger over Terry McLaurin.
Oh wow!
And then in 2020, they drafted Josiah DeGuara, who is a tight end, but is more like a fucking fullback in the third round. And
that's a bit weird.
Yeah. Like in 2020, that was the Jordan Love draft. You would have thought like, okay, we got a quarterback. Hopefully we can get a receiver in the second round. Nope. We go with AJ Dillon and he's fine, but he's a backup running back. And why are you taking a backup running back in the second round?
Yeah, that like confused me because it's like
that
did y'all really need him? Did y'all really need him at that point?
No, because we still had Jamal Williams too.
Yeah, like I was like, what are y'all doing?
That whole 2020 draft for the Packers was like, what the fuck?
I mean, I kind of understand the Jordan Love pick because Rodgers had not played well the past 3 years. Even in 2019, he wasn't playing to Rodgers' standard. We were winning a lot of close games where Rodgers was not playing well. And I think the Love pick actually lit a fire under his ass to win MVP the next 2 years. I kind of understand. I hate that it took drafting a quarterback in the first round to do that, but I understand that it led to good things.
Yeah.
But
and even but even with that though, I don't even know if I can remember a worse year for Rodgers, to be completely honest.
2018 was bad.
You think 2018 was? Didn't y'all make the playoffs that year though?
No, we didn't.
Because I know 2017 he was hurt.
No, we were terrible the very next year too. That was McCarthy's last year. He got fired.
Oh Jesus! I guess that makes sense. But yeah, like, and just with Amari Rodgers, that's just one of the. It's just like, as much as like we go into these fucking drafts and like look at them and look at players, it's like nothing's guaranteed. Like you just had some dudes who have like great college careers and terrible fucking NFL careers.
But I will say
transition.
But I will say the let's see. The 2022 draft has looked promising so far. Christian Watson, again, he's kind of broken out these last couple of games as 5 touchdowns, including that 3 touchdown game against Dallas.
I really thought he was a dark horse in the draft from the beginning. Like I wanted Jacksonville to draft him.
And then Romeo Doubs, before he got hurt, he had his flashes as well. Not to mention Kingsley Enagbari, who is one of the edge rushers, the edge rusher that we took late in the draft. He's been surprisingly really good as well. And Quay Walker, he's starting to come on, I think. And
Yeah,
but-
he was. Yeah, he was on a lot of plays during the Trashville game.
yeah,
Which man, God, that sucked. Because now those cocksuckers are starting to win again, and it's really pissing me off.
my only complaint is Devontae Wyatt, who we drafted in the first round. He just can't get on the field. Like, you drafted this guy in the first round, and you're not playing him.
Yeah, I was wondering where he was.
No, he just can't get on the field. He can't. Like, Jerron Reed is taking his snaps, and Dean Lowry is taking his snaps, and I'm just like, see what you have in this kid. You drafted him in the first round.
Yeah, it's like good, bad, or indifferent. Sometimes you
it's
just
not
gotta
like-
play your first round picks.
And it's not even like you're going to have him for that long anyways. He's like 24 years old. He's no spring chicken or anything like that. You got to, like, you really expecting him to, like, develop more on the bench? No, you got to play him now.
Especially something like defensive, especially something a defensive tackle where really your job is go get the fucking running back or go get the quarterback.
Exactly. It's just, it baffles me.
Yeah. Like,
But
that's not, I feel like that's like one of the simplest concepts of a position to learn. But yeah, it's like I said, good, bad, or indifferent, you got to play your first round picks and see what you have.
And one last complaint before we move on from the Packers. Special teams is still an issue, especially, okay, I love Mason Crosby. He's been clutch for all of these years. But my God, I cannot remember the last time on a kickoff that he actually kicked a touchback. He's getting too old for this shit, and it's...
How old is
You're
he?
done. You're washed. It's over.
Don't start with wrestling shit.
Well,
It's... I think he's been there almost as long, if not longer, than Rodgers.
Well, how fucking old is he?
I can't get off.
Let's ask the Google
someone-
machine.
Yeah, someone look that up. I'm on my phone. I
doing it
can't
now.
do it.
I'm asking the Google machine.
anyways, the Chiefs are in scoring position.
He is 38 years old.
Yeah, same age as Rodgers.
It's a bit old, bud.
Yeah, again, I can't remember the last time he, at least this season, that he's kicked a touchback. It's
So in a sense, it's very Matt Vinatieri-esque.
very much so, and I get it.
Kind of still like him and Matt Stover's another example. Like they maintain the accuracy with field goals throughout their careers. It's just their leg strength basically depleted as they got older.
Yeah, pretty much. And again, he's the leading scorer in Packers history, and I appreciate everything that Crosby's done. But at this point, like, it's over, man. You gotta.
That's it. Yeah, at some point,
This has to be his last year.
Hey, it's like, hey, dude, you're fucking old. You gotta go. Shit,
Like, we had to.
This just ain't working out. Enjoy your retirement.
Like, we had to, in the Dallas game, put another kicker on the roster for kickoff responsibilities because Crosby's back was hurting.
Damn, he getting broke backs and hips. Yeah, it's time to go to the retirement home, bud.
Yeah.
You're not a spring chicken anymore.
Exactly.
Speaking of spring chickens, let's talk about the Bears game now, since Michael was quite anxious to talk about it. Let's hear how your defense was at fault for everything. Let's get your side first.
Well, I wouldn't. Well, the defense has been notoriously bad. And that's mostly because we don't have talented skill players on the front seven. Do we have a promising secondary? Yes.
Secondary.
Damn it.
I sometimes like could the defense has been bad, but as far as the offense goes, can Justin Fields play better? Yes, but I'm not gonna say it's all his fault due to the
Dude.
fact that this man has no protection. You know, I've seen one play where Cody Whitehair just completely let that Falcons defender like get to Justin Fields. And the receivers, man, if it like do we not know how to firmly grasp a football?
Firmly grasp it.
Yeah, that's what I have
The
to.
fuck? The
Yeah,
hell was
From
that?
SpongeBob.
Oh. I missed
Yeah, I
that one.
feel like that was
Firmly grasp it.
like and Matt Eberflus, I am tired of you saying that you're gonna be more aggressive
You
when
just cast a spell.
What? Danhausen's here. He's about to curse people.
No, whatever the fuck he just said sounded like a curse.
No, I said Matt
What?
Matt Eberflus needs to start putting
Yeah, that.
words into action.
Well, CPG. That's the guy's name, Matt Eberflus.
What fucking origin is that last name?
Kind of like how
Scandinavian, I don't
nobody
know.
knew who
It
Jeff
sounds
Saturday
it
was.
sounds German. Eberflus.
It sounds like a
It
fucking
means pussy
abortion.
in German. We'll go with that. Oops, sorry, YouTube.
What the fuck? Oh god.
Yeah, stuff my
You won't be able to watch
Eberflus.
this if you're under 18.
Well, I always put all my videos not for.
Well, good. Then I can say,
not
fuck
not
you
for
too,
person,
you ugly
not
bitch.
for person. It's not for persons under 18. It's a disclaimer, because I say what the fuck I want and don't give a fuck how YouTube feels.
You know,
about
the
it.
opening clip should be Jim Cornette in the drive-thru at Dairy Queen.
I might
Fucking
do.
ugly bitch.
I might do that next week.
You ugly
I
bitch.
am because even though I'm gonna be in Jacksonville, hopefully my fucking hotel will have Wi-Fi and like I might be able to do a show because we're staying there Saturday
Fucking ugly bitch.
or Sunday. Shit, sorry.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I'm just
amen,
gonna
brother Nicholas.
the
Fucking
Justin
ugly
Fields
bitch.
What were you about to say, Michael?
the Justin Fields injury does concern me because the play like on the last two plays before he that interception, it was like why are you continuously
So he suffered continuously what?
he continuously run the football with an injured quarterback.
I'm loving the delay.
So
like we're on
he
the
had
news.
this injury before he threw the god awful interception.
Yeah, he was hurt. You saw how he got carted off.
I did not see that actually. What the hell?
Yo, bro. This is
Michael shits on
nobody
delay.
else.
My God.
No. Well, what is his injury? Like Benito saying
It's
it's a
his
hamstring. Is that it?
What
It's
the
his
fuck is
non-throwing
happening right now?
shoulder.
Man, Aaron
It's-
Rodgers is playing with a fucking broken thumb. He better go through that shit.
I think he's gonna. I think he's only gonna be out for at least one game.
I mean, Rodgers broke his non-throwing shoulder in 2013 and had to wait like almost like 6 weeks.
And I broke my cock and played softball.
Dude, Ben, where are you seeing his hamstring? I'm hearing about his throwing shoulder.
I mean,
Not
Benito
My
pretty good.
knee.
I mean, Benito pretty good. Benito pretty good on the fucking on the reports. He got some sources.
The only I mean, could Justin Fields play better? Sure, but like I said it earlier, he's still
He definitely,
him and Trevor-
he definitely could have today. Like the 85 rushing yards and a touchdown, that's great. But
and don't forget the
14
touch.
and 20
Don't forget that touchdown.
Hold on,
dude.
I'm getting into it, Dickface. 14 for 21, 153 yards, one touchdown, one interception, 84 QBR.
He got to be
33.4
throwing.
QB.
He got to be throwing more than like in the hundreds, man.
Yeah, because that's very pedestrian,
yards?
if you ask me. As far as 153
That's Baker Mayfield.
in the pass,
numbers, man.
so for the passing department, that's quite pedestrian.
Like, yeah, those are good fantasy numbers that he's putting up. Like, you can win a fantasy league championship with that, but like,
Looks like Matthew
Not a
Stafford
Super
in
Bowl.
Detroit. He was the king of fantasy football.
there's a whole bunch of turkeys that they're showing on Sunday Night Football.
I think there's a whole lot of average quarterback play in the league now.
Well, a lot of it's because defenses are really like adapting to the pass game now. They're playing this cover two shell defense.
Because you think about it, even like Josh Allen's kind of struggling a bit at points.
Again,
Well,
they're
he's
playing
hurt.
this cover two shell that doesn't allow for like a lot of big plays through the air. Like running backs are going to be a lot more relevant these days. I feel like they're going to be a lot more valued in the upcoming years.
Yeah, so I guess we saw the future with drafting fucking Travis Etienne.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the Legion of Broncos should have used that scheme with the fucking when Devontae
Broncos
Adams
country.
got wide the fuck open and when Devontae Adams got wide the fuck open and caught that touchdown.
Yeah.
I was watching that game because
Patrick Surtain really like bit on that route, which is something Devontae's done all of his career. But like I think Surtain really thought that they were just going for the first down and just stopped on a dime there instead of going with Tay.
They got a first down, all right. They got a hell of a lot more than that.
Oh, I know. But like Devontae's been doing that even in Green Bay, like just faking out his
That
routes.
was a wild ass game, though.
It was.
Can we talk about how Zach Wilson thinks that he wasn't at fault for his team losing?
Zach Wilson, I'm starting to lose faith in the guy.
You can talk about how he fucks. I never had faith in him.
He's better at.
I thought he might be okay after a couple years, but like he is. Go ahead.
He's better at fucking moms than he is at playing football.
My point exactly. I won't be surprised if we somehow pull it off with Trevor Siemian.
I won't be surprised if he somehow fucks my mom.
Zach Wilson's mom actually looks like she can get it, dude.
What?
I wanted to fuck Joe.
What?
I wanted to fuck Joe Burrow's mom. Oh, Zach Wilson's mom is hot though.
What?
Yeah, Zach Wilson's mom's hot.
What?
And you tell me to stop with the wrestling references.
That's
Yeah, but we're referencing Stone Cold, bro.
We're not referencing this modern day horse shit that you love.
Although Triple
We're talking
H
about
is
the
doing
GOAT.
good things.
Oh my god, y'all gotta stop. It's still just as shit.
What the fuck was that from, Justin Herbert?
Yo,
pervert.
Zach Wilson was 9 of 22 today with 77 yards. That's
Also, I want to bring
Oh
up. an
my
interesting-
god.
I want to bring up. an interesting
Benito
stat.
just sent me the goddamn stats. Like I knew he sucked, but my
Wait, say that
God.
again?
Zach Wilson was 9 for 22 for 77 yards. 7-7.
Also had negative 21 passing yards in the second
Bro, I
half.
could have done that.
Yeah, no shit. I think any of us could have just throw some fucking screens.
Jaguar man
We
said
could have
that
done
Zach
that for a
Wilson is
couple
Justin
mil,
Bieber.
bro.
He
Yo,
played
Jaguar
like
man
today,
said
that's
that
for
Zach
sure.
Wilson is Justin Bieber.
I mean, he fucking played. I mean, Justin Bieber probably could have did a better job today. My God.
I think your local
Ryan
weatherman could have done a
Ryan
better
Leaf
job.
would have done a better job.
I don't know about all that. I don't think Mac Jones was much better either, because they won on a fucking. Because the Patriots won that game on a fucking like kick or punt return or some shit. I just saw the highlight of it. I can't remember exactly what it was.
It was a punt return, I think.
It was a punt return.
Well,
yeah.
Zach Wilson.
No,
okay,
I'm starting to lose.
Okay, my bad. Okay, my bad. Zach Wilson actually did look all right today.
What's up with the
He didn't have
fucking
any.
CNN
He didn't have any.
delay, bro?
He didn't have any touchdowns, but he threw two for 246 yards and was 23 of 27. So that's pretty good.
Wait, who was?
Mac Jones.
Oh, I thought you said Zach Wilson. I was like, what the fuck?
No, Zach Wilson was 9 for 22 for 77 yards.
I know.
Mac Jones was 23 for 27, 246 yards.
Yeah.
So I mean, if he had like 2 touchdowns that would actually be a really good day.
Who thinks that Bailey Zappi should get traded to a team that'll actually play him?
Yeah, definitely.
I think he's
That's
gonna.
I think he's gonna. I think a good destination for him would probably be Indianapolis because they're gonna need a quarterback.
Yeah, because
probably
Matt Ryan ain't it?
Probably the Saints.
Matt Ryan sucks. How fucking Philly only beat them by 1 point is beyond me. Like,
Matt
that was
Ryan.
insane. Matt Ryan.
Matt
Well, speaking of New York teams, how fucking awesome was it to see Jared Goof and the Lions kick the shit out of the Giants at home?
What do you mean? I didn't like that.
I didn't like that.
Well, I know you did. Well, I know you two didn't, but I did. I think the Giants need to reality check and realize that they're not going to go far with Danielle Jones. Baker Mayfield.
It looks like so if the draft were to happen today, the top 5 picks would be Houston, Carolina, Chicago, Vegas, and then Seattle because of Denver.
Yep.
Well, goddamn,
I need Houston to win games, damn it.
I don't know. They might beat us because we can't.
I don't want to risk Houston taking Bryce Young. I want Bryce Young.
Hey, wait. I just recognize your head.
I think they're leaning more towards Stroud. From what I've heard.
I at
least want a shot at. I at least want a shot at younger Stroud.
You're going to get a shot at one.
Alabama quarterbacks. Well, I wouldn't say I have Alabama quarterbacks because Tua's looking good.
You're packing it in.
Tua's looking like a boss, bro.
What about Ohio State quarterbacks?
Yeah, they're not too hot these days.
Wait, did Hurts go to Ohio State?
No, Hurts went to Bama and then Oklahoma.
It was
Bama.
Bama
and then Oklahoma.
We were talking about Alabama quarterbacks too. That's what I was thinking.
No,
I'll tell you what. Who I'm really not seeing it with, fucking Will Levis. Like, I know you like him, Nick, but I don't know.
I'm souring on him too. I think he's very raw. He's going to take a couple of years for development. He's got all the physical tools that you want in a quarterback, but just the decision making is not there. His ceiling's really high.
Yeah, and speaking of someone with a really high ceiling, Anthony Richardson, like I said, he ain't ready.
Also,
I like him. I think if he stays at Florida, he'll be good next year. But he ain't ready to go. He ain't ready to play in the NFL right now. And if a team that doesn't have like a good coaching staff that's good at developing quarterbacks does not get him, his career is
Well, Kelsey, what the fuck, dude? You were just standing there and let the ball hit you on the helmet. Did your controller die or something?
He was like, you
It
catch
looks like it hit his shoulder pad.
I'm not watching the game, so I can't see.
But also pour one out for Hendon Hooker. He tore his ACL against South Carolina.
Yeah, fuck him.
You just hate him because he plays for Tennessee.
Firmly grasp it in your hands.
Yeah, well, he could firmly grasp the surgery and fuck Trashville Volunteers.
Yeah, they got shellacked by South Carolina this past weekend.
So,
And that was
Michael,
hilarious.
would you want Will
Fucking
Anderson?
Spencer Rattler throwing 6 touchdowns on him.
He playing like it's 2020, baby.
Right?
My man Spencer Rattler said, "Fuck y'all, you need to look at me again."
Because I don't know.
Nah,
if you
he's still
use,
getting drafted late.
Look at me.
Tennessee-
I'm light-skinned.
Tennessee's defense has been suspect all year.
Everything about Tennessee is suspect.
Like they were just winning because Hendon Hooker was just on a tear on offense.
Well, Jaguar Man says Penn State better eat the Volunteers like an Oreo.
They're not even playing
like
the
Oreos,
Volunteers. What?
especially when I've been taking edibles. I don't know,
CPG,
but,
what were you
I don't
going to
know,
ask
but
me?
Oreos are goated.
I said, would you want Will Anderson?
I want a defensive player.
So you would happily take Will Anderson.
Yes.
That is Will Anderson. So it doesn't
The
matter
best.
where,
If it's
just
Houston
anywhere on
and
defense.
Carolina in the top 2, it's definitely going to be Young and Stroud in some order.
I think so. If on the top of my head, I think it's going to be, if it were to end like this, Young to Houston, Carolina gets Stroud, Chicago gets Will Anderson, Vegas gets Jalen Carter, and Seattle would get Miles Murphy.
They all can have whoever the fuck they
You
want.
wanna
Just
know what's
leave
crazy?
Quentin
The mock
Johnston
draft
alone.
I'm looking at has
That's who I
everything
want.
you just said correct, except for Seattle. They put Levis for Seattle for some reason.
I
don't think they're
okay.
going to move on from Geno.
was about to say, like, Geno has played well enough to the point where we do not need to mock Seattle a quarterback. Like everyone's like,
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that
don't think
one-
I don't think they necessarily have to do that.
like everyone's like, oh, but he played terrible in that Germany game. He didn't play that bad, first of all. And second of all, like anytime Geno has like an off game, like everyone's looking forward to tearing him down. Like, can we not just be happy for this guy?
And he played Tom Brady, who can somehow telepathically put that queer sissy voodoo magic on people, and it just fucks with them. So
He can't do that anymore.
and
He's divorced.
and the referees blow him before and after the game. So it happens.
So do you want to know who they currently have the Jaguars and Packers picking?
Sure, why not?
They have
And
the
wait,
Jaguars-
actually, hold on. Before you do, what source is this? What mock draft is it?
Tankathon.
Yeah, I'm on there right now.
Okay, Tankathon. All right, who they got us taking?
They got the Jags taking Quentin Johnston, wide receiver at TCU.
Yes, let's fucking go, baby.
6'4", 215 pounds.
Who do they have the Packers
I want
taking?
that- I want.
They have the Packers taking Jackson Smith and Jigba, wide receiver, Ohio
God,
State.
he's so overrated.
And I don't think the Packers are going to take a wide receiver in the first round.
No,
Hey,
no,
man, you
we'll
never know,
take.
y'all.
I think we're gonna take one if we're that high, but I am not sold on Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's not even the best receiver on his team the past 2 years, and he's been hurt this year. Like I don't see him going that high. I wouldn't take him that high.
Not to
I would
mention
think what they.
he's
I would
more.
think what they. I would think they would take. I would think they would take one because don't Green Bay got mad receivers with contracts expiring this year? Like Watkins has to be on a 1-year deal. Isn't Lazard's and Cobb's contracts up too?
I think yeah, Sammy's on a 1-year deal. Lazard's probably gone
I was
after
about to
this
say,
year.
He has to be.
Yeah, I'm done with Lazard. Like everyone's like, he's gonna be our wide receiver 1. I was like, yeah, that's the fucking problem.
Yeah,
Well,
he is. He
he's
is. He's just not a very good one.
No, to me, Lazard is a very good wide receiver 3
Damn.
and a decent wide receiver 2. He's definitely not a wide receiver 1.
And that's just like when people talk about, dude, you can never have enough. That's like with fucking
The thing with Lazard is
Christian Kirk's probably gonna get 1,000 yards this year. Yeah, we get Calvin Ridley back. Fuck that shit. I still want Quentin Johnston because I'm not high on Zay Jones. Marvin Jones is gone, and Quentin Johnston just seems like he's gonna be a fucking monster wherever he goes. I want that son of a bitch for my quarterback. Like, I think Trevor really goes to the next level with that guy on his team.
and also just the fact that with
I
going back,
want to be able to keep up with the Josh Allens, the Joe Burrows, and the Red Rangers of the world. Like, I
But-
want Quentin Johnston.
going back to
I don't wanna
Lazard,
fucking
it's just
quarterback.
he's such a waste of his height and his yeah, he's such a waste of his size because like he plays so soft. Like you're supposed to be able to get those 50-50 balls, but you don't fight for the ball, you don't jump for it. Like
Quentin Johnston?
no,
Bro,
not
sounds
Quentin
like-
Johnston. I said Alan Lazard. I said going back to
Alan
him.
Lazard. Okay.
Bro
okay.
sounds
I thought
like
you said
Kelvin
it.
Benjamin.
He's like non-fat Calvin Benjamin.
Just get him a
Kelvin
few
Benjamin was
cheeseburgers,
lazy
he'll
as
The
be
fuck,
only
bro.
thing
there.
the only thing that Lazard does really well is block in the run game, and he's a fucking wide receiver. Like that's not the primary thing I'm looking for. I'm sorry.
remember
Like it's great that you can do that, but
Yeah.
still.
I remember Trashville fans loved Corey Davis. Like, he can block so good. Like, who the fuck cares?
No, I care if you can block, but like not primarily. That's not my
Yeah, primarily catch the fucking ball. That's
yeah.
what you're supposed to do. This isn't fucking Army versus Navy where like the receiver's primary job is to block. You catch the fucking ball.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
what-
I think it's great that we got Watson and Dobbs and Samori Toure though. I think I would have played Samori Toure more than I would have played Sammy Watkins this year.
yeah,
Toure's been looking pretty decent as well.
as long as he can catch the fucking ball.
He did. He was the one that caught one of those touchdowns against Buffalo.
Right, that's what you need to do as a receiver. Catch the fucking ball.
And I swear, like
And
Watkins
Firmly
has gone,
grasp it too. Firmly grasp it too.
and Watkins has been just like Sammy Watkins has been just like it felt like he only like goes at like 70% sometimes. And it's just like, dude, what the fuck?
His career's been such a disappointment.
Catch the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan ran into a wall of fucking Eagles once again.
He did.
Oh yeah,
Somehow
he
they
did
only
run
lost
into
by
a
one
wall
game.
of fucking Eagles.
Everybody was going to
Speaking of-
miss that.
Speaking of running into a wall,
That might be
fucking
the last
that
time.
that Minnesota and Dallas game, what the fuck?
You know what? I loved it.
I'm sure you did. Most
Just-
most fans of NFC teams hate the fucking Cowboys for some reason.
Somebody's going to have a new man on the Minnesota Vikings.
Huh?
Nothing. It was a terrible joke.
No, the funniest thing was
it was quite a terrible joke. No one understood it.
no, the funniest part of that game was like before the game started, Zadarius Smith was like, "Feels good. I feel 9-1 today." I was like, "Oh, you sure about that?"
You sure about that, buddy?
Yeah, that was like the coldest take of the whole weekend. I feel
Man,
9-1 today. I was like, okay.
Sure as hell did. How does 8-2 sound for you, buddy?
Right. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, because you're not the biggest fan of Zadarius Smith these days. I forgot about that.
I mean, my thing is, he's having a great season. I won't take that away from him, but he's just being really petty about shit. Like, we just couldn't afford to pay him anymore. Well, because of the financial situation, he was going to be such a dead cap hit that we couldn't afford him.
Yeah, we were going to. That happens in the NFL, dude.
Yeah, and
if
plus he was like
injured. If you wanted to stay that bad, rework your fucking contract.
And also, like, he was hurt for most of last year. Like, what the fuck were we supposed to do?
Yeah, like looking at like who you possibly had to get rid of, like he'd have been up at the top of the list.
Yeah. Plus, with Rashawn Gary just going on a tear last year, and he was on his way to another 10-sack season before he tore his ACL.
That's just that's just like Roy Robertson Harris and fucking goddamn Shaquille Griffin. I'm expecting both of them to be gone because they're fucking useless and making money.
Also, like, can we talk about how these turf fields just need to go because they're really causing a whole lot of injuries?
Who the fuck is still using that?
Detroit.
We are too.
Why are you using turf fields at an outdoor stadium, CPG? That doesn't make sense to me.
Our owner doesn't want to pay to have natural grass resodded and everything all the time.
That's such fucking bullshit. Let's risk our players' ACLs just because we don't want to pay a little bit of extra money.
I think he puts in artificial.
Shad Khan apparently doesn't want to pay a goddamn exterminator. Did y'all see that shit?
What happened?
We got cited for like dead rats in the concession stands.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
I feel like that's any kind of food establishment. Like they're gonna find it somewhere eventually. Because with crawl spaces and like ovens and all kind of shit, you can't see over, around, and under it every fucking day.
Right.
So, but still, like, dickhead, do better. That stadium's really nice too. But I feel like that's just a way to talk shit about Jacksonville even more because that's what the media loves to do.
I didn't even hear about it until you said something.
Yeah, because, like, of course, when negative shit happens about Jacksonville, I get a bunch of fucking douchebags tweeting me about it, so,
Right.
I hear every negative thing. God, when Urban Meyer was our coach, that was a fucking nightmare because, like, there were tweets about him almost every fucking day.
No kidding.
Like, God, can we just please get rid of this piece of shit?
Well, today could have been the last time that Matt Ryan ran into a wall of fucking Eagles.
He needs to run into the fucking retirement wall.
Oh well, too sad.
You need to run into the fucking retirement home for real.
I meant to say too bad, so sad.
So sad, too bad. Hibachi.
Let me tell you about the Detroit Lions.
They beat the New York Giants, but we still lost to Middle Tennessee State. I'm still pissed about that.
And I'm still pissed about that.
Wait. Even better. Michigan State lost to Indiana yesterday. They only threw 2 passes. I'm still pissed about that.
2 passes. How the fuck? That didn't Jimmy Garoppolo win a game where he only threw like 5 passes?
Yeah.
Money.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right.
Money.
Sorry, Nick.
Yeah, huh?
No, I really forgot it was against them.
Oh, I know.
Man, I can't do shit right now because money hurts.
Money.
Money.
Well, all right, guys. I know CPG has to be up early. I have to be up early. I think we're gonna close this out here tonight. But it was definitely good to be back finally to do a show.
Yeah.
Anybody else got last closing thoughts before we get the fuck out of here?
I'm still pissed about that.
Tank time, baby.
Tank Bowl. Even though that dude's an asshole, but
I'm about to say, you say fuck urinating tree all the time, and then you're gonna use one of his gay sayings.
well, it's not everyone's been saying Tank Bowl before.
Whatever. Fuck that piece of shit. Hope he gets hit by a bus.
I hope you don't get beaten by a guy.
I hope you get beaten by a bus.
I hope he gets beaten by many guys and buses and all kind of other inanimate objects, because fuck him.
Wait, a guy is an inanimate object?
I was just saying any inanimate object in general. The guy can control the inanimate object. How about that?
I guess that's fair.
Did you say telekinesis?
You said the guy can control the inanimate object.
Yes, with his hands, CPG. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. All right, that's it. Good to be back, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, thank you, fuck you, bye.
Mommy,
And don't forget to subscribe to the goddamn channel, you bitches.
Oh, yeah, you don't have the fucking Apache helicopter shit. All right, yeah, thank you, fuck you, bye.
Helicopter!